Share your toys and lend a hand. It makes the world a happy land. Say kind words, not ones that sting, and watch your friendship start to sing. If you push or shout or tease, you might make your friends unease. But a smile, a hug, a gentle cheer brings warmth and laughter far and near. Dear friends, I welcome you once again. This is Sister Prisca in a moment with Sister Prisca. This moment, I will want us to talk about kindness. Kindness, we all talk about it. But what is actually kindness? Kindness is a virtue that you and I need to practice. And kindness is a virtue our society needs in order to move forward. Because we live in a society defined by speed, information travels instantly, opinions are formed quickly, reactions often come before we reflect. And in this environment in which we find ourselves, kindness can feel secondary because it may sound inefficient to meet to the demands of our time. History always reminds us that human experience all point to the same truths. When kindness disappears, our society fractures. Because of this reason, we need to educate our mind on the importance of kindness. Our modern society places immense pressure on individuals to perform and achieve or even to appear strong in the faces of everything happening to us. Instead of meeting one another with patience, most times we respond with judgment. When a person realizes he has been deeply hurt, his eyes mercies, and I think sometimes there is that sense of church which comes with it. That is, kindness visits us. We experience it with a different look. Kindness is not passive in behavior, it is an ethical decision we make. You have to try little kindness and show kindness to one another. In our society that rewards aggression or visibility, kindness requires restraint or intention. It is choosing empathy when misunderstanding will be easier. It is choosing love when hate may sound the ultimate solution. But kindness helps us to overlook certain things and think and filter what is essential for you and I, something that is more rewarding, something that is more vicious. I could remember Martin Luther King Jr. once said in his book, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Many think that to hate is the easiest way to solve a problem. It is a burden. Many people do not know. It is easier for you to show kindness and to show love and allow yourself to feel that ease, that joy, that aroma of kindness. When you are kind, you feel the world very light. It's as if you are flowing in the air. But when kindness is absent, fear fills our time, fear fills our space, and it is not good for our own health because people grow defensive. Conversations become confrontational. when there is no kindness. Even our look becomes judgmental. Our words become things that one will keep hold of as a proof for every conduct we perform. Our community has lost that truth. Our community today has lost that oneness. Our community today is suffering because kindness has taken a second position in our lives. This is something we need to be careful about because without kindness, our society continue to fall and remain a broken bridge where nobody understands one another, where brothers and sisters become enemies, where we hardly understand the need of those around us. But when we practice kindness, it reduces what division has already destroyed. We have to learn from people who have practiced this. The scripture will always remind us how good it is and how rewarding it is when we learn how to give. That is the reason it says it is more rewarding to give than to receive. When you show kindness, you give out all you have for the sake of love, for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of that preaching which God Himself has given us as a guide, a rule for us to follow. Kindness is a virtue, it is not a trend, it is not something that we can call a fashion. Kindness is a virtue because it requires our discipline. It asks individuals to act with integrity, even when no one rewards it, even when the response is not guaranteed. Sometimes it is a virtue which reveals itself in the act of giving. And most times there are kindness that comes our way, or the kindness we share with others. It is not always something we give out, maybe in terms of material things. It could just come as a smile. It could come as a sharing. It could come in different forms. But always remember that kindness is a virtue. If we practice it, our life will keep on becoming easier and more joyful. Our society does not change through systems of living alone. It changes through our daily human interaction. And for this reason, we should never doubt a small relationship or coming together of one another as friends. Kindness begins at the individual level and how we speak, how we listen, how we treat people when we disagree. We cannot control everything about the world we live in, but we can control how we show up in the life of others. That is the reason kindness may solve every social issues because when we are kind, we will be able to forgive. We will be able to overlook little things that happen in other people and preserve the unity and peace which brings us together as one global family. It keeps dialogue possible and it keeps our hope alive. Dearest brothers and sisters, it is always good to show kindness, no matter how little, no matter how you are being convinced about kindness, practice it, show it, because kindness doesn't have a specific formula. It follows any pattern depending on how and when it is being applied. We speak in judgment when there is no kindness. We speak loudly when there is no kindness, and we hide our fears within the crowd when there is no kindness. Our soul needs that peace. Our soul needs serenity. Kindness stays when there is love, when there is mutual understanding, and when there is unity among us. So, dearest brothers and sisters, let us always prefer kindness to any other thing that may come our way. It is always joyful to celebrate kindness because kindness is not a response to comfort. It is a decision made even when the world is hard. A society is measured not by its progress, but by how gently it treats people. Kindness is strength that chooses empathy over ego. In our divided world, in our divided society, even in our homes, kindness becomes an act of courage. When we let go, we'll be able to meet others at their points of need. What you believe in your heart, practice it. Don't wait for others to begin before you go to meet them. Sometimes people might be generous and kind to us, but our reception of it seems to be very poor, and people may overlook that because they do not know reasons behind our doubts. And for that reason, let us continue to ask God to show us mercy, that He may grant us His wisdom to come into our life so that we'll be able to show that kindness and to choose kindness even when it is difficult. Let us remind ourselves that kindness helps us to reach out to those in need. Practice it today, and you will see that it is always joyful and always rewarding. Kindness is a virtue. Let us practice it. It will add value to our life. And when we are kind to one another, it is easier for us to live in harmony. I am Sister Prisca Nwokorie in a moment with Sister Prisca. Thank you for joining us in this very session. Please, if you've not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel, like our page, drop your comments, and please help us to share the link to others. We are coming up with more interesting topics that will interest you. Please stay around. Watch other videos in this very channel and let us know what you feel and in ways you believe that will be helpful for us to promote this very channel. Thank you for joining us, and I truly appreciate your time in staying around. Please don't forget, stay around. We are coming up with another interesting topic that we will discuss. Thank you.